Hello everybody and welcome to today's Sunday Q&A. Hope you're today's Bank Holiday Monday special Sunday Q&A. Hope you're enjoying a lovely bank holiday out there. I've got to say, the lead up to bank holiday, I didn't have a bad week. Wednesday wasn't as busy as I thought it would be. Thursday was busy. I got 3 jobs in and I potentially could have got 4 if I hadn't spent 2 hours and 20 minutes trying to take 12 pallets off DHL. And the guy was expecting me as well. I had a number, rung him. As soon as I got there, went straight to answer phone. And then he rung me. I rung him again, and then he rung me a little while later and said, "I had a missed call." And I went, "Yeah, I'm here with your stuff. I've been here over an hour." And he went, "Oh, you should have rung me and told me." I went, "I did. I rung you an hour ago." He went, "Oh yeah, we don't get a signal in the warehouse." Marvellous, isn't it? But as I've always said, if you can't stand the waiting, you're in the wrong job. So Jamie Richardson says, "I'm rolling down the M6, 5 miles an hour, as you do. I see this curtain sider with pallet ways badly painted out. He said, I laughed because it reminded me of your video. Then I saw the Go Faster stripes on the door, looked up, and it was the legend himself." Kind of playing it fast and loose with legend there, Jamie, but much appreciated nevertheless. And he said, "Off the top of my head, Liverpool tunnels are pay as you pass, and the Runcorn bridges you can open an account to top up. It auto pays." The thing is, mate, I'm never up that way, particularly not Liverpool, not in a day cab. I try not to, I did the Liverpool job because we kind of had it, because we had to do it, and the trampers couldn't do it. But to be honest with you, I went over the Humber Bridge the other day. In my 5 years of courier driving, it's the first time I've ever gone over, so it's not really really for me. With the local stuff, Dartford Crossing and stuff, it's worth having an account. With the stuff way over there, I've just got to remember to pay it. That reminds me, actually, I've got to pay something else. Cheers. Right, so this week, the big one, Good Friday, JCB Wales. It's a 2-parter. You may or may not be pleased to know that you won't have to wait long for the other part. It's coming out on Easter Monday. Kind of thought that made some sense. Good Friday, Easter Monday. Special bank holiday treat. Easter egg from Pete. Once again playing it fast and loose with treat. But yeah, I didn't know there was JCB Wales either. Shane Hardy says, "Good video, Pete. The fact that Leeds is nowhere near Wrexham made me laugh." It is nowhere near Wrexham, Shane, but it's nearer to Wrexham than Portsmouth is. And it's certainly nearer to Wrexham than Dunsmore is. So I kind of think, well, if I have to go across the Leeds or down across the Leeds, and then you're heading now for 3 hours, it's kind of worth doing. He says, "At least you admit your geographical knowledge is not great." Not great, utter rubbish. I really am in the wrong job. He said, "Hope you're enjoying your 4 days off and happy Easter." I am. I went to the pub yesterday and watched the Luton game. And I never, ever watched football. I had absolutely no idea we were top in the Championship League. I thought we were still on Bomb Sunday League because I don't follow any sport. My wife says it's the best thing about me. But it was a good excuse to go and catch up with a couple of mates, had a couple of beers and watch the game. It was a 0-0 draw, which I'll take. It was against Millwall. Fortunately not at home, otherwise I'd have taken me hard out. But yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. I bought a plastic greenhouse. I'm going to mount it on the back of the shed. I'm going to have a little market garden, which basically means tomatoes, peas and chillies to cook with. See how I go. Any advice on market gardening? Let me know. Tall Man, Small Man says, "I find JCB Wrexham to be the best out of them all. Saying that I've only ever delivered parcels there. It's only an hour from my house, so I use it for backloads sometimes." It was fine. Like I say, I had to wait, but only because they'd all gone on lunch. If they hadn't gone on lunch, I probably would have been in, tipped and out within 20 minutes, half hour. So that's not bad at all, Lucian says, "JCB Wrexham, one of the best out there, best sites out there. The only JCB job I will do." As I say, I haven't done Stoke recently. Last time I did Stoke, it was a lot better. They give you the Simon thing that beeps that you put on the dashboard. I was in and out within an hour. It wasn't so bad. So I can't give him a bad press. I don't know. But yeah, JCB Wrexham, fine. Leachy says, "Hi Pete, glad you had a busy week." He said, "I had an awful week. I've even been looking for work today, but hardly anything is local. In my job, I only really use my phone just for normal things, speaking to customers. Now I use it to run nearly my whole business, apart from driving on bits of paperwork. I'm completely lost if it packed up." Yeah, I know, because I lost the internet, didn't I? And you realise how dependent you are. Fortunately, I've got the tablet on the side. I do remember once, a little while ago, and I had a job booked in, and it was a day job, so it didn't really affect me like I was on a multi-drop. But the CX dropped for a day. literally nothing could go through, and everybody was sitting at home going, we can't go to work. And they did apologise. Didn't get your money back, they apologised. Steve Campbell said, didn't know there was a JCB in Wrexham, just ST10 and ST14. I believe there are other JCBs out there as well, but I'm not sure. And he also says, you should get yourself a sleeper pod to bolt on the top of the cab. I mean, the problem with that is, I only give 7k for the lorry, and the sleeper pods could be like, you know, £1,800. You're not going to give that kind of money when you're kind of, well, you've only given £1,800 for the lorry, or you've only given 9 grand, well, with the VAT, 8,400. So it's hotels. And again, I try not to stay out. The money's on the jobs, and it's just kind of not there, like, you know. So Dale Steele says, he said, I'm having, it's mad having a big truck and having to get hotels. It's backwards, mate. Yeah, like I say, but that truck was a good truck. And for the day, I would much rather have a bed. I still potentially would stay out in a hotel, but depending on how much it is. Because, you know, the services, you can pay 25, 30 quid to park the truck, maybe with a meal deal, or you can get hotel rooms sometimes for 45, and you get a bed, and you get a bath, and you get the free parking. So for another 15 quid, I actually get a bed for the night and a bath, and I'm, you know, it's always much more relaxing. But it's nice to know if you've got the bed, particularly if you don't finish till about 7, half 7. I would go to the place, find it, park up round the corner, put my head down, wake up early, and you're ready to go. You're never quite as refreshed, but it does kind of work, like, you know. And David Batchelor says, he says, I don't know how you drive with your seat so loose. I have mine with minimal movement. That way I don't get seasick. David, that is it on minimal movement. Literally, I started off at the beginning with it down at the bottom, and it went up and down like a bouncy castle. So it's like one notch from the top, which was fine for me. But sometimes, when you go over the bumpy roads or the potholes or something like that, it goes... But no, I agree with you, absolutely. So, the other video we did this week was the Go Route video. But they rang me up, they said, we've got an app, we're trying to do this, we're trying to do that, we're a start-up, can you help out? I'm happy to help out. I'll do you a link to it. If you want to check it out, let me know what it's like, we'll discuss it. That's what we do here. So, and like I say, it ain't there. It's $4.99, I think, whereas the others are £10 or £20, and they're trying to make it a bit more. So, he said, how will you win jobs? Is it a bidding platform like the CX now? I don't know. But Jamie, the guy there, says, we will be focused on fixed pricing over bidding to avoid the trappings of bidding to the bottom, which would be nice. If you actually had something that came up with the jobs, as it does sometimes on the CX, and it went, job pays. And then you think, well, I'm either going to do that for that, or I'm not going to do that for that. And you can just go, yeah, I'm in the area, take me if you want me, here I am, like, you know. And Shane Hardy says, another app for the multi-droppers, he says, but this one sounds like it's got all the bells and whistles. It sounds like it's going to be a good one. Best of luck. Well, yeah, best of luck. Like I say, if you want to check it out, there was a link. I'll put a link down in the description as well, if I remember. Let me know what you think. And then we'll just tell everybody else, because that's what we do. Right. This week's Wise Guys, he says, Steve Campbell says, because there was a guy said, what do the colours mean on the tachograph app? And he said, I must have deleted the tachograph app. I think blue is driving time, yellow is work, green is rest, and red is POA. And then I understood the question. So I didn't understand the question before. So I've gone back into the tachograph app. I had to do it this morning. We're now doing the overtime from the driver's cards, rather than before it was like an honesty policy. So now I'm printing them out saying, this is what your card says you've done. Surprise, surprise, it's slightly less. Again, slightly less. We'll see where that one goes. Sure, it was a genuine mistake. But, yeah, so I looked at it this morning, and on the tachograph app, red means rest, bed, if you like. Green is work, or hammers. Yellow is driving. And I'm guessing blue is POA, but no one ever seems to use POA, so it doesn't kind of matter, that thing. Are we still going? Yeah, cool, still recording. Right, this week's miscellaneous. Homer Morales says, hi Pete, could you advise me, is it a good time to start working on the CX? I've been thinking about it, it's good to know or not. Jerwood says, I'm looking at getting into the industry. I've got a clean Volkswagen Caddy, small van, and live in Devon. Have I got half a chance in Devon? I'm happy to put the work in if unsure of the CX is the way to go. Right, to Ho Morales, I would say yes and no. There's never a good time to start on the CX. There's never a bad time to start on the CX. Having said that, this is probably the best time of year to start on the CX because you've done January, you've done February, you've done March. April is where it starts to pick up now, and it will pick up consistently to about a week or two before Christmas. Then people start shutting down, and then you get kipper season. So if you are going to start, now is a very good time because you've done the horrible bit. But bear in mind, I've always said if you start in January, you can still make money. It's kind of a baptism by fire type thing, like, you know. So as for Jerwood, is Devon a good place to start on the CX? No. You're kind of a bit out of there. You're going to struggle to get jobs out of Devon unless you're prepared to pick them up and tramp. So maybe or you might want to travel a little bit more west, so you get towards maybe like kind of Bristol. Things start to pick up from west of Bristol, but even then, Bristol, Swindon, Oxford, it's not great, but you can do something. But be aware of the fact that you might have to go out for the day. You might have to stay out. And in a small van, the price of the jobs doesn't always pay it. So I know it's probably not what you want to hear, but for Devon, I would certainly be very wary of starting on the CX. So Pascal Abasta says, hi Pete, can you have a van logo, signed written van logo if you're working on the CX? I've done this video twice because I did it and then did it again a week later. So there is a link, I'll try and do your link if I remember, to sign written vans on the CX. I'll do your link to one of them. The truth of the matter is, yeah, you can have them. They say we don't like sign written vans, but you still can have them. They do have them. And finally, and it's particularly short Sunday Q&A, because hey, it's the bank holiday weekend and you shouldn't be listening to me. You should be out there barbecuing, even if it is raining. Leachy says, hi Pete, a Nash Carp fishing tackle company, because we talked about if you are tramping, if you are going to go out, the Nash carp fishing bed, the one with the 6 legs seems to be the best way forward. He said there are loads more different companies out there that are a lot cheaper. I wonder if charging more, this on the extra weight thing, he said, I wonder if charging more for extra weight is a bit like adding more on the job in a poor area to get work out of it. I don't think shippers care. He said, but yeah, you're right. It is exactly like that. And whether the shippers care or not is irrelevant. If you're going to a bad area, you should charge more money because you've got less chance of getting home. So you need more money on the first job to make up for the fact you might not get any money on the second job. Yeah, and then he said, how is it whenever you sit and wait for a job in an area, then decide to leave it, an hour later nothing happens, then you leave, then as soon as you leave, loads pop up. Would you go back or just call it a day? I'll be honest with you, I hate going back. If I've been sitting there, say for example, I'm in Swindon and I've driven and there's a job out of Swindon that's going to Dunstable, I'd go back, but I would be spitting blood the entire hour. I would be keep looking at my sat-nav going, if I'd have sat where I was, I would have been there by now, until you get through to about like 7 minutes, oh, okay, I can swallow it now. But that's because I'm a miserable old git. So, that's it. Today's Q&A. I hope it's a lovely sunny bank holiday for you. I hope you're seeing your family. I hope you're barbecuing or resting or having a drink or asleep on the sofa. And I hope you're just having a wonderful time. And I hope you're maybe taking care, but not taking any money.